There is another outbreak at Toronto Western Hospital. CP24's Chanel Call has the details. The province may have given the green light for elective surgeries to resume soon. It may be a slow process. We'll have more on that just ahead. It's Mother's Day, but this year there are some big changes to the way it can be celebrated. We'll have more on that coming up. It's 10 o'clock and 4 degrees from 299 Queen Street West. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24. Hello, I'm Jamie Goodfriend. Another outbreak of COVID-19 has been reported at Toronto Western Hospital. For more, let's go live to CP24's Chanel Call. Do we know exactly where in the hospital that this outbreak occurred?
Yeah, Jamie, this would be the 5th outbreak at Toronto Western Hospital. It happened yesterday. It was declared in Unit 9A, and this, Jamie, is a unit where there were no previously reported COVID-19 cases. But just to backtrack a bit, Toronto Western really has been plagued by COVID-19 outbreaks. As I just mentioned, this one is the 5th one, but before 2 were reported in COVID-19 areas of the hospital. Another 2 reported in areas of the hospital that weren't seeing any COVID-19 patients. So in total, the hospital says we're seeing 72 patients currently being treated by COVID-19 at this facility, 28 of them in the ICU. These are some alarming numbers, and to add to that, we know that 83 staff members across the University Health Network have tested positive for COVID-19 since January. Not all of those cases are currently active, Jamie, but we know half of those positive cases are here at Toronto Western. Now, earlier this morning, we spoke with the Toronto Western Hospital doctor who says likely we're seeing an uptick in case numbers here at this facility because of mass testing they're doing. Here's more from him.
These outbreak situations and the newly identified cases, particularly amongst our staff, are not a reflection of a PPE shortage. We have more than an adequate supply right now for all of our healthcare workers and all of our support staff, and they are being reinforced regularly. The other thing is that we are providing a great deal of surveillance and care with respect to what we call spotting, so that when somebody is donning and doffing their protective equipment, there is somebody actively watching them, critiquing them, and ensuring that they're doing it the right way.
So, Jamie, in terms of public health measures here at Toronto Western, I can tell you any unit that's been impacted here at this hospital by COVID-19 has been deep cleaned. Those units are also not accepting any new patients. And as for how staff and other patients are being protected here, I can tell you all staff at Toronto Western, even those who are not working in a clinical setting, have been asked to wear a mask. For now, it's back to you.
Thanks for that report, Chanel. All elective surgeries in the province have been on hold since mid-March, when the healthcare system began to deal with an influx of COVID-19 patients. At the time, there were concerns over shortages of personal protective equipment and certain medications. And while elective surgeries could soon resume in the province, they won't all happen right away.
We've been told that we need to keep 15% of beds empty for potential surges. So when we have cases that we're doing as day surgery and the patients can go home afterwards, that's not necessarily going to stop us from doing those surgeries. But when you have larger cases, when you're doing, say, bowel cancer, heart surgeries, those cases do take up ICU beds and, can be in hospital for some days post-procedure. So those cases may have, the brake pedal may still be on.
Dr. Barron thinks we can expect to see a slow ramp up of elective surgeries over the next few months. 67 residents have died at Pickering's Orchardville retirement residence, and now there may be a privacy breach. Long-term care minister Marilee Fullerton tweeted that she's learned of disturbing news about the possibility of a significant breach regarding an individual resident's personal health information. Fullerton says her heart goes out to residents and families during what is already a difficult time. She says the government is monitoring the situation, and she has been in touch with the local MPP, and proper authorities have been informed. 50 residents have now died as a result of COVID-19 at Mississauga's Camilla Care community. Families of residents gathered outside the facility yesterday to put crosses on the front lawn. Each cross represents a person who died of the virus. Several families spoke about their experiences with the facility.
When I see some of the names, I recognize them and I remember them, and it's very, very sad to see what's happened to these individuals. And the fact that they have to die like this, alone, without their family, is heartbreaking.
To see so many, really, my heart's beating, and it's very, very powerful when you see rows and rows of crosses. You don't expect to see that in the middle of Mississauga here.
Camilla Kerr says 62 residents have tested positive, as well as 35 staff. Well, today is Mother's Day, and many people are marking the day differently this year. For more, let's go live to CP24's Brandon Gonez. And even though we might not be able to physically hug our mothers because of physical distancing, or maybe take her out for a nice meal, there's still ways that we can celebrate our #1 gal.
Yeah, sorry, Jamie. It was a little hard to hear you there, as there was planes flying over the sky. It looks like the snowbirds actually just flew over the skies of Toronto, so that definitely drowned you out a little bit there. But yes, as mentioned, today is Mother's Day, but it is a different type of Mother's Day this year with COVID-19. You know, I've been following and walking the streets of Toronto, kind of monitoring been unfolding here, and we've been stopping by a few of the flower shops. Right now we're the one on Broadview, and garden centers were allowed to reopen across this province on Friday. They were one of the first retail outlets in a way to reopen across the province. Yesterday it was hardware stores, but today we've been seeing lineups at garden centers. The nice thing is that people are still physically distancing, something that public health officials continue to urge folks to do. I want to kind of give you a live shot of this flower shop that's located right here on Broadview Avenue. I did speak with the owner earlier this morning, and I did ask them, here we go, come on now, oh, there's a nice gentleman. I did ask them, listen, what protocols are you taking to ensure that people are physically distancing when they come to your flower market? Well, the owner said that they're only allowing a maximum of 3 people to get inside. We have been watching a lot of people coming down, picking up flowers for their moms or their mother figure in their life, and I did ask them, listen, in the midst of COVID-19, celebrating this year is going to be a little bit different. How is that going to affect your situation? Here's what a few folks had to say to me.
I left my mask in my car this time, but I've been wearing a mask when I go into stores and trying to keep distance.
Yeah, it's just been a little different. Obviously, a lot of online meetings, Zoom. The world's changing, but it looks as though things are getting back together.
It's going to be at a distance, so we're going to drop these off at the front porch and stay a good ways away. We got to look out for our parents who are getting up there in age. It's important. It's tough because you want to go in there and give them a big hug and the things we're always used to doing, but that's not going to happen this year.
And Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has put out a tweet recognizing moms across this country. I'm going to read out a part of that for you right now. It says, "Happy Mother's Day to all the incredible moms out there, but especially to my own. You've always been there for me, and I'm a better person for it. And to Sophie, which is his wife, I couldn't ask for a better partner, and our kids couldn't ask for a better inspiration. I love you both." And no doubt, those will be similar messages sent to moms right across this country. And for those who no longer have their moms with them today, it is going to be more of a solemn day, but no doubt still want to recognize the good memories. Reporting live, I'm Brandon Gonez. Jamie, I'll hand it back over to you.
An announcement is expected to be made this week on whether students will be able to return to class next month.
Well, I know next week we'll be announcing that. We just want to look at the numbers again. We had an in-depth conversation late last night with the Minister of Education and this morning, and he'll be making an announcement next week on that.
Schools across the province were originally ordered to close for 2 weeks following March break in an effort to stop the spread of COVID-19, but that order has since been extended several times and is now slated to last until at least May 29th.
We all want to make sure that we get this right. And I know that parents and educators and staff would like some predictability today of what will June look like. And what I can commit to is that, as I've said before, we are working very closely with the Chief Medical Officer of Health and with the COVID-19 command table with the one focus. How do we get students back into schools when it is safe? We're building up protocols for what that could look like, how we're going to have to potentially, reimagine education in some respects to ensure the safety of kids within our schools and our staff within our schools. But right now, the medical advice is that schools cannot open until at least the 29th of May. We are going to respect that, but I'm letting parents know that we will communicate a plan for the month of June well before that deadline. And I want you to know the focus is going to be on safety.
The province has ramped up its online learning program in the event students won't be able to return until the fall. Ontario's provincial parks and conservation reserves, not conservation areas, will reopen this week for limited use. Premier Doug Ford announced yesterday that more than 500 of Ontario's provincial parks and conservation reserves will open for day use only as of tomorrow. The remaining 115 are slated to be open by the end of the week. Campgrounds and beaches will continue to be off limits for now. We all know someone who is struggling emotionally through this pandemic, with the recent Angus Reid survey saying half of Canadians report a worsening of their mental health. But there is something we can do to make it a little easier on our friends and family. And we'll have more on this coming up in just a bit. It's 10:11, 4 degrees. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24. All eyes will be on Quebec tomorrow as most elementary schools reopen to students. We'll have more on that coming up. And as we head to break, it's Mother's Day, and we here at CP24 are celebrating our moms. We'll be right back.
We will stop Madeleine.
She is up to something, and whatever it is, it's something big.
Who else has to die, Jane?
We have to rethink everything. No method of communication can be used twice, no unnecessary chatter, and even things we thought were safe aren't safe anymore.
If this mission fails,
we can't.
There's zero room for error.
Bill Nye.
We just found a bomb.
Get into an all-new Blind Spot, Thursday at 10/8 Mountain, only on CTV, then stream anytime.
For over 60 years, Harvey's has been serving Canadians flame grilled burgers. But over our decades of service, we've never faced a challenge like this before. To help keep you and our team safe, we partnered with Bauer Hockey to give you a truly Canadian approach to physical distancing. And we bet it'll bring a smile to your face. And to help feed more Canadians during this difficult time, we're donating a portion of drive-through sales to Food Banks Canada. To our Harvey's family making this possible, and to all those on the front lines every day, we thank you.
Find a great selection of appliances, mattresses, and furniture at Leon's.ca. With amazing deals, experts you can chat with online, and available finance options. Plus, get free local delivery right to your doorstep. Shopping online is easier than ever at Leon's.ca.
Together, we're making a difference to stop the spread of COVID-19. As businesses reopen, practice physical distancing and wash hands frequently. Stay safe, save lives. Visit ontario.ca/coronavirus.
We all know someone who is struggling emotionally through this pandemic, with a recent Angus Reid survey saying half of Canadians report a worsening of their mental health. But there is something we can do to make it a little easier on our friends and family. Joining us now with more on this is Pete Bombaci of Genwell Project. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Great to be here, Jamie. Thanks for having us.
You know, humans were social beings, and in this time of a pandemic, many people are, quite frankly, are missing out on that human connection, that human touch. What are some of the things that you are seeing and hearing throughout this pandemic, especially when it comes to many people who are starting to struggle because of that lack of human connection?
Yeah, there's no question. We're all missing it, and the Genwell Project has been here since 2016, trying to remind people about the importance of human connection. It has several benefits to our health, both emotionally, physically, and also makes us happier just by getting connected with other people. But digital technology is a great way to supplement those relationships now until we get back to the face-to-face connections that keep us happy and healthy.
So let's talk a little bit more about this Just One More campaign. What's it all about?
Yeah, so we launched the campaign on our Genwell weekend, which is usually the catalyst last weekend when we want to get people to think about reaching out. Most people haven't heard about the information about the importance of human connection in their lives, and the Genwell Project wants to remind people just how important it is. So we launched this campaign, which was new because of coronavirus, to say, hey, Every day, every one of us has an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of one more person. So just one more is our catalyst to say to everyone today, when you're going through your day, obviously today is about reaching out to all the mothers, whether it's your mothers, somebody else's mothers, all the people who've been there for us, and cared for the world around us. Those are the people we can think about today. But every day there's an opportunity for us to reach out to just one more.
This Angus Reid survey reports that about 50% of people in the survey reported a worsening of their mental health. 44% of those individuals said that in recent weeks they felt worried, and another 41% felt anxious. Do these numbers surprise you at all?
Well, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody, because it's, whether it's the lack of human connection or, frankly, it's a bit of the unknown, because we're all waking up to a new world out there. And for some people, it's about jobs, for careers, for financial challenges, obviously, whether it's isolation and loneliness of living alone, or maybe it's cabin fever because you're locked up with a large group, a large family. The reality is this is a whole new experience for all of us, and it's okay for us not to feel the same way we normally do. But most importantly, the message from the Gen Well Project is, proactively, we want to be the catalyst that says to you, hey, reaching out to other people, whether it's for your health or the benefit of somebody else, is one of the greatest things that we can all do to help stay connected during these times. Supplement it with digital technology, and we'll get back to those relationships that keep us happy and healthy soon enough.
And this pandemic really has presented all of us with an opportunity. It kind of reminds us the importance of that human connection, the importance of checking in on your loved ones or your neighbors. What are you seeing in regards to that? And let's really stress the importance that for people who are not feeling well, it's okay.
Jamie, you just gave me goosebumps, because I think that is the message is, up until 6-7 weeks ago, many of us weren't making the time to reach out to the loved ones, the ones we care about, and even our next level of friendships, the people we see, whether it's a barista, whether it's our people around the water cooler or the coffee machine. The reality is our awareness is more heightened today than ever before. And human connection and the relationships that we build keep us happy and healthy. So use COVID-19 as your catalyst to get on to a digital platform, to do some physical distancing, but talk to your neighbor, to talk to your family. I've had conversations with people I haven't spoken to in 30 years on the other side of the world, because we've now been given permission to use digital technology to connect with even our closest family and friends. So use this as a positive catalyst to keep us all connected, and together we will get through this challenging time, one face-to-face virtual connection at a time.
Pete Bombachi of Gen Well Project, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jamie. Take care, my friend.
You too. Elementary schools outside the Greater Montreal area reopen tomorrow, and some teachers may be wearing goggles, masks, and gloves. Quebec students will have to follow strict physical distancing and hand-washing rules while spending most of their time at their desks that have been cleaned and disinfected. Quebec is the first province to reopen elementary schools during the COVID-19 pandemic, and other provinces will be watching the rollout very closely. 3 members of the White House coronavirus task force, including Dr. Anthony Fauci, have placed themselves in quarantine after contact with someone who tested positive for the virus. Fauci has tested negative for COVID-19 and will continue to be tested regularly. While working from home, Fauci will go to the White House if called and take every precaution. Also quarantining are the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will deliver a televised address this afternoon where he's expected to discuss plans to deal with the pandemic. Johnson is expected to ease some lockdown restrictions but leave the majority in place for 3 more weeks. Britain has suffered over 31,000 COVID-19 related deaths. That's the most in Europe. Johnson's address will come as British police warn they are fighting a losing battle with people visiting parks and beaches and drivers heading out on non-essential journeys amid the lockdown. Costa Rica was the first Latin American country to report a case of COVID-19, but it's also been one of the most successful in fighting the virus. Experts say Costa Rica moved quickly to respond to the outbreak after the first reported case in March. Only 780 cases have been confirmed in the country, with 6 deaths. That infection and death rate is lower than New Zealand, which has earned praise for its efforts in successfully flattening the curve. This is Toronto's breaking news. CP24, your weather forecast. That's coming up next. Stay with us.
Tonight, some of your favorite stars will hop in the hot seat for a chance to win 7 figures.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire has brought big laughs.
No, I'm going with Ask the Host.
You're aware I'm the host, right?
But no $1 million winner yet. CTV Thursday.
Your helper is Brad Rutter, the all-time money winner on Jeopardy.
Will a Jeopardy champion be enough to go all the way?
You're doing great.
Brad's doing great.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? All new Thursday at 8, 9 Mountain, only on CTV. Then stream anytime.
Structube.com, your online destination to discover a full range of modern furniture at exceptionally low prices. Take advantage now of our free delivery with any purchase over $299. Structube, low prices, amazing styles.
Uh-oh, another accident. Too bad carpet cleaning has always been a huge hassle, but now you can get a deep clean with the Hoover Smartwash. Hoover's most powerful full-size carpet cleaner. It's triggerless, making carpet washing as easy as vacuuming. It senses your motion as you push forward to wash and backward to dry. Exclusive power brushes help remove stains, dirt, and debris.
I really felt like it was getting down into the carpet and lifting those stains.
Hoover Smartwash. Powerful results, zero guesswork.
We have 5 firefighters trapped in the basement with a suspicious device, and now we have no communication.
What's the problem?
I just found another one.
Get into the season finale of Station 19, Thursday on CTV. Then stream anytime.
Closed captioning of this CP24 program is brought to you in part by Hoover One Power, the powerhouse in cordless cleaning. Search Hoover to learn more.
On December the 18th, 2018, mandatory alcohol screening became the law in Canada. That means a couple things to both new and old drivers. Before that, officers had to have a reasonable suspicion to make a roadside breath demand. Now, as long as officers have one of these roadside screening devices, they have a legitimate reason to stop you under the Highway Traffic Act or other statute, and they have to have seen you driving that motor vehicle. They can make a lawful demand. Failure to comply, a refusal of that demand means up to a $2,000 fine, 7-day vehicle impoundment, and up to 90-day license suspension, so significant penalties. We want people to understand these changes. We know it's not a new authority to stop you, but it's certainly a new authority to demand roadside breath, which we hope equals safer roads and fewer impaired drivers. So always know your rights.
Know Your Rights on CP24 is brought to you by Diamond and Diamond Lawyers. There's nothing tougher than a diamond.
Diamond and Diamond.
10:23, 5 degrees. Let's hand it over to Kayla Williams for a look at your extended forecast. Really looking forward to getting past this weekend and looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend is actually shaping up to be quite beautiful. What we expect in May, we're talking about a high of 21 degrees, but that's a long way away, Jamie, because we still got to deal with the next couple of days. We're dealing with cloudy conditions at the moment, but the good news is the CF snowbirds were able to pass through the GTA, and they still are, so you may have heard them, definitely, or maybe even were woken up to them earlier this morning. But regardless, definitely trying to boost some morale across the GTA and across parts of Southern Ontario for today, and a happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers and mother figures out there. So some areas starting to get that active weather. We are anticipating rain here in the city. Some areas can get rain-snow mixture, and other areas flurry. So really just depends on where exactly you are in Southern Ontario. So unfortunately, I wish I had a better weather forecast for all of the moms out there and for those who are trying to celebrate their moms. 10 degrees in Windsor, 8 degrees in London right now, 4 degrees in Barrie, 7 in the Niagara Falls area, 6 degrees out east in Kingston. So 10 is still very far away from where we should be this time of year. We should be in the high teens by this point in May, but not the case. We still have to continue through this cold spell, even looking ahead to tomorrow. And you can see we're going to be dealing with the on and off active weather throughout tonight and into the overnight, with some active weather as well to start off your Monday. A high of just 5 degrees. So basically where we are right now, that is the daytime high for tomorrow. We'll slowly start to improve by Tuesday with a high of 8. A beautiful day on tap for Wednesdays. We're expecting nothing but sunshine. It's still not quite seasonal, but it is an improvement. A high of 12 degrees is expected. 10 for your Thursday with on and off showers, and then more active weather for your Friday. But take a look at the temperature, 19 degrees finally. And then that system's going to clear out, making way for that beautiful start to the weekend, Jamie, the one that you, I know, are going to circle in your calendar. 21 degrees is your expected high with mostly sunny conditions. Back to you.
Thanks, Kayla. 10:25, 5 degrees. This is Toronto's breaking news. CP24 health officials are closely monitoring another outbreak of COVID-19 at Toronto Western Hospital. We'll have more on this after the break. And as we head to break, it's Mother's Day, and we here at CP24 are celebrating our mums. We'll be right back.
As COVID-19 restrictions start to ease, which businesses should open first? Monday, CTV's science and technology specialist, Dan Riskin, will explain how policymakers are making the hard choices. CP24 Breakfast, where Toronto gets its everything every morning.
CP24 Breakfast is brought to you by McCafe.
As new patient numbers show signs of dropping, what steps will be taken to reopen the city and the province? And how will it all unfold? The latest live, on air, online, and on the iHeartRadio app on CP24.
We're asking a lot of those on the front lines of this pandemic, and they're stepping up. But a fighting spirit isn't enough. Nurses and healthcare professionals need the proper personal protective equipment to stay safe. It's their armor, their best line of defense, and yours. And when their shift is over, the protective equipment provides one last assurance that it's safe to go home. Show your support at nursesknow.ona.org. A message from the Ontario Nurses Association.
Pizzaville offers contactless delivery. From our stone oven to your door, every order is prepared, packaged, and delivered with our seal of approval. Because your peace of mind is our priority.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Girl, this Pepto will make your stomach right.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Try Pepto-Bismol.
Hi, my name's Brenda Hollingsworth, and I'm a lawyer at O.J. Hollingsworth. If you've been injured in a car accident, a slip and fall, or if your long-term disability claim has been denied, we can help you right now. Give us a call and we can start your claim over the phone or through your smartphone or computer if you're comfortable. Reach out to us. Our lawyers are standing by right now.
Open to serve you during these uncertain times. Call 416-639-2407.
Together, we're making a difference to stop the spread of COVID-19. As businesses reopen, practice physical distancing, and wear face coverings where distancing is a challenge. Stay safe, save lives. Visit ontario.ca/coronavirus.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee cremmy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
It was a rainy day when Pizzaville introduced contact-free delivery. Order and prepay online and choose contact-free delivery. The driver will place your order on your doorstep in a nice, clear, protective bag. Then he'll politely stand back 2 metres and call the number on the receipt. Once you answer the door, he'll give you a little toodaloo and off he goes. Contact-free delivery from pizzaville.ca or